Mhm.
Hey, hello and welcome to the Wormhole. My name is Jamie Burchell, and you are listening to and or watching a podcast called Wormhole Pinball Presents. Today, I'm joined by Jason Knapp of Knapp's Arcade. Welcome to the Wormhole virtually, Jason Knapp. Thank you so much.
Hey, how's it going?
So we were talking in bologna and cheese and before, so I thought, hey, let's just start the
Yeah,
podcast.
makes sense. Why waste good talk?
Yeah. So in my background, we do have the Cosmic Princess Barracuda and trailer, and then the German Kiss, which you can see, and then
Oh, okay. So that's the
Warlock.
Germany. I've seen a European kiss that has even different cabinet, I think, than that. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's like a completely different cabinet shape. It's pretty rare. I think it's like German or something.
And so yesterday I sent you some pictures of the wormhole,
Yeah.
like a pre-post of what we're going to do today. And we're ever changing. And I was telling you, we were just talking about we're trying to rotate, I think, about 25% of the games through. I mean, Tim has a collection of 173 that is growing
That's
tremendous.
a pretty big pool to choose from.
It is, but he's really geeking Jason down this European road.
Well, that's what I just went through when I went to Pastime Pinball. I've been, the Rob Burke's place in
Yeah.
Girard, Ohio.
So let's start with that. How cool is that place, right?
Oh
I
my
mean, because
gosh, it
I
was
see the pictures
unbelievable.
you're posting, and we're like, we've got one of those. Oh, we have one of those. That one's really cool. We got one of those coming in, and so it's been a really cool venture that you're taking us down.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I've been sharing from the Pastimes trip. I went to that whole trip. We went to Pastimes, Kickback Cafe, Pinball PA, Helicon Brewing. Where else? Oh, and Pinball Perfection. We went to. So I must have taken. I can't even imagine. It's a good thing I have like a couple terabytes of cloud storage. I must have taken thousands of pins
That's cool
because
though.
we actually hit on that trip. That was the goal, was to hit 1,000 pinball machines on location. So I took pictures of as many as I could, and I've been sharing the lately. I've been sharing the European ones from Pastime because I probably shared on Instagram and Facebook over the years, probably like 100 Adams families and like a
Right.
hundred Twilight Zones and stuff. But some of the European and a lot of Spanish manufacturers, I was like, what is this? Like I've never seen anything like
Yeah.
it before. So
Tim
I've been sharing a lot of those.
Tim geeked down on that, Jason. That went
Oh,
down a road right after COVID where he geeked on. We have a robot coming.
oh, Zachariah, cool.
And we had a Mystery Castle here. We had a Jolly Park. We had a lot of the more common ones in the beginning.
Yeah, I played the Jolly Park.
And as he's delved into the Andromeda, I think is coming.
They
So
had
just
that at Kickback. They had an Andromeda. Yeah.
just really cool collections that you got to see, and I can't wait to play them here in the wormhole. And then for everyone that comes here, they'll get to play them too. So that's really
That's
kind of
fantastic. I'm jealous. I want to come out.
we were talking about what places you've been to. What anything else you want to come besides Houston? We'll talk about Houston later, or anywhere else you
Where
want to
would I
go.
like to go? I want to go to Next Level. Is in Oregon, I believe. That's a good one.
Okay,
And I want to go to the VFW in Michigan.
no
Those are the
kidding.
two. Those are two like humongous locations. Probably the two of the top five biggest locations in the country. But obviously, I'm in New Jersey, so Oregon's not exactly close.
No, I know. I
And
definitely want to go in the Northwest.
yeah, and the VFW is only open like twice a year. So with work and kids and stuff, it makes it kind of tricky. Yeah, but well, those are the two I'd like to hit while they're still. Well, VFW, I want to say, well, it's still around. Next Level is expanding, I think, so that should be around for a while.
So put us on your 2025 list, okay?
Oh, for sure. Well, my
Because
wife expressed interest in going to Texas, so I just need to be like, oh, well, we'll go to Houston, and then we'll randomly. It's funny. We've always liked taking road trips as a family for years. And we have like a running joke in my family. Whenever we took a road trip, I'd open up Pinball Map and try to find some place for lunch. But I didn't tell them I was on Pinball Map. I'd just be like, "Oh, I know this great lunch place," and we'd walk in. I'd be like, "Oh, there's pinball." So now it's like our running joke that whenever we're looking for a place for lunch, they like make sure I'm not just looking at pinball places.
that's so funny. We just put ours on PinMap.
Oh, you did? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you just told me that because I looked at that's where I took the list for the article.
we
Yeah,
just put it on because we are open to the public, contrary to popular belief, and we are open 3 days a month. I know it's not a lot, but we are also available for rental. So we wanted to put
yeah.
out here's our current list of games, and it's ever changing. And then we've got the Texas State Championship here in January.
That's cool.
And so I wanted people to be able to go online and see these are the games, because where are they going to practice a Cosmic Princess? Probably nowhere, but at least they could maybe pull up some videos on it and see how to play.
Tutorial or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just something. So
That levels the playing field a little bit when you have stuff no one's ever played before.
it really does.
Yeah.
And so like Colin McAlpine geeked out on us and he sent us a note. He's like, "You guys have a Cosmic Princess? How the hell am I going to practice that?" And I go, "Well, you can get here Thursday."
I don't think I've ever played one actually, and I've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we've got some neat stuff coming through that,
Yeah.
that even I geek out on, and that Tim geeks out on. So it's going to be fun. And we've got the museum that we're going to build in 2025, with what'll probably have about 125 pins there. So
Oh wow. Well, that's when I need to come down.
That's why I said 2025 initiative
Yeah.
for you,
Oh,
because
for sure.
then we'll have the museum in Edu, East downtown Houston, and then we've got us, which we're in the Heights of Houston, and then so two real good destinations. And then we're really lucky because we have so many great arcades here and so many great operators that we can keep you busy all week playing pinball.
I'm sure. I don't know if I make it a trip with my wife. She's actually a pretty good sport about it. I don't know about all week, but we'll go to.
You can take her to Galveston. You can take her to Galveston. We'll take her to a nice steakhouse, Texas steakhouse. So we won't.
Yeah, that
So
works.
where in Jersey do you live?
It's like northern. I would say it's considered northern part of New Jersey.
Because I lived in Clinton,
Okay.
near Morristown.
Yeah. My wife's from Morristown originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Morristown story for geeking out, right? So I'm from Long Island, but my father moved us for AT&T, moved at Morristown, and Lucent Technologies back in the day. Anyway, so the Morristown Mall wasn't open yet.
Oh wow.
That's how old I was. I'm 51, so I moved there, and there was no mall in Clinton. There was nothing in Clinton.
Huh.
Just there wasn't even a McDonald's. For
The downtown of Morristown's been really revitalized. They have a good friend of mine opened the Morristown Game Vault. There was a big bank in Morristown, and he opened an arcade in the bank. And he has a safe cracker in the safe that was at the bank and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
We had a safecracker here. Getting that quarter is the coolest thing. I don't even care if you kind of cheat and use the video mode. It's still really fun.
It is a cool feeling, yeah. Unless you run out of them or the machine doesn't have them, then you're
yeah. Well, I guess you can find them online. You can.
I think someone reproduced them. I don't know.
Oh, that's what I think.
I don't own one, so I'm not looking for the tokens for it. But
so let's start with like your origin story, if you don't mind. When did you start building this wonderful basement that you took us through a couple weeks ago?
Oh, the basement.
A couple days ago. You took because you during the spooky reveal.
Yeah,
you took everyone through when you were drinking beer and you had a good health update. So that was fun. And
oh yeah. I'm trying to think. I bought. Like I was always into arcades and video games, stuff like that, but I didn't have anything. So, when you start, you don't know anything. So the first thing I ever bought was a 4-player MAME, giant 4-player MAME cabinet that we still have. But the kids, when they have friends over, they play the heck out of NBA Jam and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. So that's always popular. But then I just slowly started getting into a lot of trying to think what my first pinball machine was World Cup. Well, unless you count Baby Pac-Man. Baby Pac-Man was one. And then World Cup Soccer was number 2.
It's the only machine I own, Jason, is World Cup Soccer.
World Cup? Oh, yeah.
It's the only one I want. I'm a big soccer fan, and he didn't have that in his Papa collection. And I'm like, well, I'll get this. And
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good game. But then I'm pretty Stern heavy at the moment. I kind of worked my way up. I had like one of the largest Gottlieb collections around probably for a while. You know how it is. You're like working your way up through like the lesser expensive pins, and then you buy and sell, and all of a sudden you've got whatever you're looking to get. So I was into vids for a while. I used to have like Asteroids Deluxe down here, and I still have Cruisin' World and stuff. Cool. So I don't discriminate against the video games, but it just seems like once I got that pinball bug, it just really it's tough to go back.
So how did you start knapsarcade.org, knapsarcade.org and your Facebook page? Like, give me a timeline. How the heck did that come about?
The Facebook page actually started out. I bought one of those arachnid darts, like the video had the
Sure.
dartboards, the
Yeah.
commercial dartboards that have the video screen in
Yeah, you
them.
can play cricket and 301
Yeah, yeah.
and
I bought one of
501.
those, and my kids and I had a charity dart tournament for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and we invited all their friends and their friends' families and stuff like that. And I wanted to just put a Facebook page up, just so everyone could RSVP and stuff like that or whatever. So I made like the Knapp Arcade Charity Dart Tournament Facebook page.
Cool.
Yeah, and then it just sat there. We had the tournament, we raised a lot of money, and then the page just sat like it still existed, but I didn't. What am I going to use it for at that point? So I used to hang out in the New Jersey Arcade Collectors forum on Facebook, and that was back when you could still get good deals on stuff on Craigslist. Like now, it's like a wasteland, but back then, you could, if you actually knew how to search and how to do it. And I had so many deals that I was getting like every day. I'm like, I can't buy everything. So I started sharing like the deal of the day or good deals in the New Jersey area on the New Jersey collectors page. And then all the collectors that used to hoard all the deals for themselves started getting angry with me because I was like showing other people how to do it. So I was like, all right, screw you. I'll just go start doing this on my own page. So I changed Dart charity dartboard to Knapp Arcade, and that's kind of how like the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how the whole thing started. It
Did
was on
you
Facebook only for a long time.
okay, did you ever think that you would get scoops like this? Did that ever come into your
It's funny. I honestly don't even really search them out. It's not like I have moles and like people I'm like grilling. It's just I'm really good at sifting through a lot of information really fast just because I'm in competitive intelligence and consulting for my day job. So I read and sift through information really fast. And then there's a lot of cool people out there that reach out and kind of offer stuff. But I never want to like squeeze things out of people. And I'm not really like, I'm not like trying to go to people who work at manufacturers and pump them for information or anything like that.
I was just always
Yeah.
wondering how it works. I mean, like,
Yeah.
the spooky reveal, they sent a few of those boards to just a few people in the content creator world, and you were one of them. And I thought that reveal was really cool. So
Yeah, that was fun. That was only maybe the first or second Facebook Live. I think I did one other one when I was waiting for the Silver Ball Museum in Asbury Park to open, and I was just standing on an empty boardwalk. So I was like, let's see what Facebook Live does. And that was a couple of years ago. So I don't do a lot of video stuff, but I could see getting into that. It's fun. It's all a question of time. I mean,
yeah,
I work an actual job, and then I had two kids, but one is now off at college. So as the kids get older, my youngest is a freshman in high school. As he gets older, I'm going to be like, oh, no one's here. So I'm going to need something to fill in that space. So I think probably I'll do a lot more road trips and I'll focus a lot more on content for the site and stuff. But as my youngest son gets older.
yeah. Well, that happened to me. I'm an empty nester, right?
Oh yeah, already.
I'm already. I'm a grandpa.
Oh wow, you're really ahead of
54-year-old.
me then.
Oh my God.
I'm 49. It's not like I'm that much
I
younger.
know,
Than
2 years. And
yeah.
I'm actually 50. I'll be 51 in
You
January.
were busy during those 2 years, apparently.
Oh my. So, but I have a little grandkid, and he's just the absolute best, man. And I
Oh,
can't.
congratulations! Yeah.
But he turns into a little shit, and I could just go like this, and
not my problem.
don't have to worry about it. So,
Yeah,
um, that is it. What did you think? Let's talk about the spooky reveal. I mean, two machines. What do you think about that?
dude, the way they did it, they just kept trickling out information. They were
Yeah.
actually, it was funny. We were joking back and forth in the comments. So like, here's another update for your post, Jason. Like Spooky was saying it because like every time they were doing it, I was like, oh, I got to go back in and add this stuff and add this stuff to it. So it's been really spread out over the last 2 days, but it's been entertaining. When you take a step back and look at it, it's kind of fun to have all the information trickle out a little bit at a time.
Yeah. I think they're doing it. It looks beautiful.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I did all the stuff yesterday when they announced the titles. And then today I wrote two articles, one for Texas Chainsaw Massacre and one for Looney Tunes. But like, I was so swamped with work today. So I like cranked out those articles. Like I'm fast at getting articles out. And I was like, I got to go back to work. So I haven't even really sat down and just like looked at like the trailers that closely yet. So I know they're doing a Q&A actually literally right now, 7:00. Oh
Oh, I'll
no,
get you.
it would be 8 o'clock because they're in
Oh, okay.
Wisconsin. Yeah,
So we'll
yeah,
get you off in time so that you can watch that. And
yeah.
you could
Well,
even.
it's always on. You can always watch it like on delay.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So, but
And
it was an entertaining reveal. I can't wait to actually sit down and and look at it. I assume they're doing maybe a gameplay video at some point. I know they said
huh.
Friday they're going to start taking orders. So I don't know if they'll do a stream. Maybe even tonight they'll stream some
What do you
gameplay.
think about the dual playfield with different theme, like they did with Ultraman and
Yeah,
Halloween? What do you think about that?
Halloween has actually kind of grown on me. I mean, I wasn't what I'm not like a huge horror film guy,
Right.
which is not great if it doesn't mesh well with a company called Spooky Pinball, but they do a lot of other stuff too. But I like Halloween. I don't really have a lot of time on Ultraman. For me, I kind of think like I just played, and obviously you guys are really familiar with it, is the Labyrinth, and Labyrinth was designed from the ground up to
Hmm.
be Labyrinth. There's I have a good imagination, so I mean, there's no pinball machine I don't like, very few.
Right.
But I think ideally I would want something designed from the ground up. But I'm always pretty open minded. I mean, I want to play them all, first and see
Yeah.
what the story is. I mean, people are always critical of this and critical of that, and I know I try to have like a positive persona on my site, but honestly, there's not too many pinball machines I don't like. I'm not too picky. I just have fun playing.
No, I think the
Yeah.
positivity that you have shines through, and I think that's why you've become really your popularity is kind of skyrocketed if you think about it, for news. I mean, I get a lot of my pinball news from Knapp's Arcade,
Oh,
right?
thanks. Yeah, yeah,
I think it's just because it's positive and we don't have to worry about it. It's just here's the information, here it is, here's what we think, and
yeah. The site's really been getting a lot of traffic. Remember when we had in the spring when we had all those reveals earlier in this year, it was
mhm.
like a string of like 7 reveals, and I think the site traffic was hitting like 50,000 views a month or something like that.
Wow.
When we got to this last stretch, there was another stretch of reveals just a little while ago. We were hitting like 100,000 views a month. So now it's like God, it's got a baseline of 50 probably. I think we're sitting at about 60,000 this month or something like that. And like I don't know, like that in a couple bucks will get me a cup of coffee. Like it doesn't really, but it's. I mean, anybody who does anything in life, I mean, you have a little competitive spirit. You want to see it do
Sure.
well. Yeah. So
Absolutely. I look at all of our numbers. I look at
yeah,
all of our numbers. Is there a moment where you went, "Oh wow, this got a lot of views"? Is there like the first one where you went, "Oh, holy
what
smokes."
got a lot of views actually was the. I should look how many it is. The walkthrough I did of Pastime Pinball, and I've gotten better. I've started to try to do a little bit more with video, and I figured out I should have put that on stabilization, but still, that video went bananas. I don't know how many tens of thousands of views. I don't even know if it was over 100,000 views on Facebook or
Wow.
something. It was just like off the wall numbers, and they were pretty happy about it. So that was good.
No,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Our first one, I think that really got us was we did TPF two years ago, and no one knew who the hell we were, and we
I
streamed.
actually remember that. I watch a lot of tournament streams. I like tournament streams.
Tournament streams are my absolute go-to. I mean, if you think about what we do, Wormhole Pinball, 50%
Mm-hmm.
of what we do is tournament streams.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the tournament streams. That it's my chance to be a commentator and just enjoy it. And
Yeah, I kick back on my sofa and just watch them on my iPad all the time.
yeah,
All the time. It's like watching a Yankees game. Like for
yeah.
your hat there. It's like watching a Yankees game for me, or watching. Like I'm actually really into it.
I'm
But
into it
which is funny
too.
because I don't play a lot of tournaments.
Once you go down that world, though, Jason, it is a
Yeah, I
it,
think I would. I think it was always a matter of time because if I go to an arcade, a lot of times I'll have my boys with me,
mhm.
especially when they were little, and I'm like, "Sorry guys, I have to play in a tournament for 6 hours."
No,
Like
I get it.
that
It is a
doesn't work.
time suck. It's a time
Yeah,
suck. And
yeah,
and my golf game suffered when I had the kids too, when they were
yeah.
kids, right? Because yeah, I didn't have 5 hours
Right, right,
to go. And
exactly.
now, but now they're out of the house. I play pinball competitively all over the place. I suck. I'm not playing very well. I'm like stuck.
I'm very hit and miss. I'll GC a game and then I'll just like be a drain monster. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so inconsistent.
It's interesting. I'm trying to learn to dead bounce more,
Hmm.
and it is not natural.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, because you want that's like the center post. The center post is always like I'm always afraid to use it, and then it'll hit off the center post, and I'll have my flipper up, and it'll bounce back off.
Oh,
I'm
I
like, gosh
know.
darn it!
Yeah, I know. But one of the things that I love about competitive pinball is how inclusive they are,
That is cool. Yeah.
and they just like, here, let me show you what you're doing wrong. You see these in lanes on the top? You got to
Hmm.
change your lanes, man. You got to spell, whatever. You got to spell this and you got to spell that. And that is where I started getting hooked.
Yeah.
Pinball was like, so it's a video game, but I have some control.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
there's one thing about tournaments though that like I know, especially the games I own, I know the rules like the back of my hand. But like something like Star Wars, where you're screwing with the multipliers and stuff like that, I'm going to get destroyed by someone who knows what they're doing.
They're going to
Yeah,
kill me on Star Wars too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
look at it, get it on next steps match play, and I'll go, well, there's a strike.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of work to think about all like the multipliers and stuff. I'm
We
like,
don't
I just
have,
want to
yeah,
play.
we don't have a
Yeah.
lot of Sterns here because they'll play them forever. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
the
yeah.
studs. So we only have two here, which is the lowest amount of Sterns the new Sterns that we've had here. We only have an Ellie Fu and a 007 Ellie.
Oh yeah, I saw those. Yeah, LEs too. Fancy.
Yeah, that's not me. I am the enabler of Tim, and I
Yeah.
appreciate him very, very much. And the way I think he looks at it is, if I'm going to sell him eventually, I'd rather just have the LE.
Yeah.
But what do you think about when, like, let's talk about Jaws. I mean, how excited are you for that pen? I mean, what have you heard? What are you hearing? That looks just incredible. All the rumors that I'm hearing, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was a little worried about it at first because there was an interview a long time ago with Jack Winari. He was on a podcast like maybe 2 years ago or something. And he was saying Jersey Jack passed on Jaws because they couldn't get all the assets. And what we're hearing now is that Stern got like a ton of assets, so that's good. I was worried, especially like Quint. That's the guy's name, right?
Yeah,
The
Quint
shark
is
bug.
the
Yeah,
guy that
like
gets
that
killed.
guy's fantastic. You got to have Quint in the game.
You got to have a show me the way to go home multi-ball, don't you?
Yeah,
I think so.
that would be fantastic. So I know I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, if I haven't personally heard any of the stuff, I've just been repeating what other people have been saying about it. But if half the things people are saying about it are true, and it's an Elwin anyways, so that's
I mean,
good.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I
No, I'm
mean,
looking forward to it. I guess January maybe we'll see it. I don't know.
who knows? I think it's being reported that they might do a teaser trailer right around Christmas and then
Hmm.
release it in January. We'll see.
Those
So,
things are going to be everywhere at least, so I won't have to worry about being able to play it. They're going to
well, they're a
sell a
factory, right? I
ton.
mean, they're going to be a ton of them
They're
everywhere,
going
and
to sell a ton.
they're
Yeah.
going to they're going to sell a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then that'll be a TPF. Are you planning on going to TPF?
I've actually never been to TPF before. That would be fun to go sometime.
So
It all
TPF,
depends on because TPF's in the spring, right? That's
yeah,
the
it's March.
yeah, because that's my son plays high school lacrosse, so like I don't like to miss his games that much. So I figure maybe another year or two when he's done, then I'll go to every. I've been saying I'll go to every single arcade and pinball convention there is, but when he's still playing, I only have a couple more years left. I don't
No,
want to
listen,
miss
you
it.
can't miss those. You can't miss them, Jason, because
Yeah.
both my boys play lacrosse. I have a LSM, and my oldest went to college play LSM.
Oh wow, yeah. Both my guys are D.
Okay,
They play both LSM and D.
yeah,
Long poles
old,
for life.
long poles.
Oh,
So, and my youngest was attack, and
okay.
just a real pain in the ass up there, and
Mm-hmm.
it just really exploded here in Texas. We really
Yeah,
had
it was definitely more of a Northeast thing, but I didn't even have that when I was in high school. They didn't have in my town. They didn't have
I
those.
did, because I went to North Hunterdon up there, and they had it.
Well, the
But
Long Island area. Long
yeah, and then
Island
Long
was like
Island,
the
yeah,
yeah.
and anywhere that had a Native American influence, we had a lot of lacrosse. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's great. Do they want to play in college? Do you think, or
Well, my oldest son goes to Virginia Tech,
okay,
and it's just club lacrosse, but it's I think they
still
won like
fun?
the club national championship. But he just plays in the fraternity league for his fraternity.
Yeah, join a frat, play
Yeah.
play, bring your long stick and have some fun.
he,
So
he didn't bring down. He's coming home for Christmas. He's gonna bring his high school lacrosse gear back with him. He didn't want to bring it the first semester because it's too smelly.
I know
That stuff gets nasty.
oh, dude, we've been through it. We've been
Mm,
through it, especially here in Texas, how hot.
yeah,
So, um, so you want to talk about the Twippies? Do you want to talk about it?
I would. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't. I
let's
mean,
talk
it's not
about it. I mean,
really.
what's your take on the cancellation of the content creation portion of the awards? It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of big news. Let's spend a minute on it.
Yeah, I
What,
mean that certainly has been dominating a lot of the posts and talk lately. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a tough situation. I mean, because obviously they felt like they were under pressure, and maybe they slightly overreacted to that. I guess I don't know. I mean, I always lose to Pinside in the Twippies for best website, anyways. So
right?
it's not a whole lot of skin off my back. Although maybe this year we were on a roll. Maybe this year I
Yeah,
might have been able to do it.
yeah,
I don't know. Pinside just gets so much volume and so many people. Like if you always look at the top, they'll be like, there is X hundred people on it. It says
yeah.
it on like the
It
front.
does. It
I'm
does.
like, well, I don't have X hundred people on my site right now. That's for sure. So I don't know that I would have ever beat Pinside anyways. So does it really affect me? I guess I don't know. But I
Well,
could see a lot of people are certainly disappointed.
I've been thinking about it, right? I've been thinking about like what to say here. Like, and let me start with this, right? Because I've been to Texas Pinball Festival the last few years. I love the Twippies. I like it.
I watch the streams of it, like on the live streams. Yeah.
I love the streams. I love the build up to it, Jason. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like last year was our first year. We were not a very good stream, but we got nominated, and that was like bigger than anything for us. We were joking and laughing, like, "Oh my God, we got nominated!" Right? And
Yeah, I like to pretend that I don't care about accolades and things like that, but I mean,
yeah,
a lot of work goes into, streaming or writing articles or producing content or doing social media. Like it's a lot of hours, and it's gratifying to be recognized, even nominated.
Hey, it's a ridiculous amount of hours. It's a
Mm-hmm,
ridiculous amount of money that we're spending, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could see it. I've got these transmitters that I just bought. I'm building this two rig system. It's a joke around here, right?
Oh, nice.
So that I could have two
You can
rigs,
just push a button and switch like in between.
switch,
Yeah,
right?
that's cool.
We're doing the Texas State Championships here. So the top 24 in Texas will be here. And there's some really darn good Texas players. So I want to be able to go from dialed in, boom, to Blackwater, boom, and move it around.
Well, you can move one while the other one's streaming, and then
Totally.
it's seamless. Otherwise, you have it's just like the top of someone's
No, no,
head.
no. I'm not. That's amateur hour, and I'm really getting better at it. And in fact, next week I'm interviewing JDL Pinball. Have you follow him?
He's a European
Yeah,
streamer guy. Yeah,
Jim, and they're fantastic. And he's like my go-to of what I want to do.
yeah. No, I watch those streams all the time too.
And he's got a two rig system, and I'm going to pick his brain on how to make that really good here and all that stupid stuff. But I mean, look, none of us so-called content creators make any money.
No,
We don't make,
no.
well, one of us does. One of us.
Well, that is true. I often wondered if I opened up a Patreon, what would happen. I don't want to see. I don't want to go behind a paywall though. I want it to be open. So if it would just be like a tip jar or something like that.
No,
But,
yeah,
mm,
we have a tip jar here, and we get a bunch of, people take because we give them free waters and free drinks and stuff. So there's a
mm,
jar and that sort of thing. But I mean, I can't even say out loud how much money I've spent on this because my wife listens to this and she'll
yeah.
murder me, right? Okay, but I love it. This is what I love to do.
Well, a hobby. Look, I mean, if you think about it as an investment in your mental health, like for me, a hobby, I have to have a hobby. I'll sit around and I'll just be like, my mind will be wandering, and like I'll be like, it's just not good for you.
Yeah,
I like having something healthy and positive to focus on.
and I do too, and I love. I'm really having the time of my life here with this stream, and for one night a year, I get to geek out, dress up, wear our wormhole stuff, go down to TPF, and hear our name being called, and they took that. That's
Mm,
gone. I can't get that, right?
right.
And what's a pisser is I actually go up against the Twippies. We stream TPF finals Wizards tournament when
Mm.
the Twippies are been on YouTube, on streaming live on competitive pinball on
Oh wow.
Twitch, right?
Mm.
And this year, Janine goes, my wife Janine grabs me and goes, "You're coming down there. You're going to hear them announce Wormhole Pinball. You're going to either win or lose, and then you're going to come back here. So get someone to take your spot as a
Mm.
commentator." And so
Well, I guess you don't have to worry about that anymore.
I don't have to worry about it, right?
Mm.
It was a really special moment, like to hear our name being called. And we didn't win anything. Jack Danger is going to win everything. Jack Danger is a
Well, he's
much.
not really streaming that much anymore, though.
That's
Mm.
another pisser. It's like
Mm.
because I think competitive pinball this year had a really good chance.
Mm.
I think this was the year for Fox Cities and JDL and
I was
IE,
just going to say Fox Cities I watch all the time over
and
at District 82. Yeah.
he's fantastic.
Tom does a great job with it. Yeah.
Again, him and JDL are my like, this is where I want to be, and I'm getting there. But they have the best players, right? I mean, they have the best players and just a really great stream. So that's gone. And so they took that from us. So it's just at the end of the day, I don't really care who started it. I just want them to finish it. I just fix it. I don't know how they're going to fix it because it is BS.
It's not, I mean, it's all about saving face, I guess, at this point, because there's nothing that says you couldn't just be like, all right, we'll do it. So I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what would prevent it from coming back. I'm not sure.
And I don't want to start my own or any of that.
Well, people have reached out to me and they're like, you should start the nappies. I'm like, it sounds like a lot of work for no money.
It's tremendous.
I'm like, that sounds like an awful lot of work for nothing. Other than that,
a tremendous amount of work.
Yeah.
I don't know what it can go in its place. It's just unfortunate. And the way I look at it is it was a nice sandbox. We were all playing in this nice little sandbox, and 50% of the sandbox is now gone. All right. And we're just really happy to be in the sandbox, building a nice little castle on the side. And
if at all possible, I try to stay out of the drama. I mean, being, especially when, there's so much traffic on my pages and stuff. I mean, there's things inevitably happen. There's people who are trollish and everything else. But if at all possible, I try to just remain neutral and stay out of all of the side choosing.
That's a really good. It's a really good move for you. I watch what you post because you'll post something, right, and say you make a minuscule mistake. Well, someone's going to tell you.
Like, oh yeah. I'm the king of typos. I know that because I'm like because I said I do it so fast. I'm like get it out. And I'm like, I don't really care if it's a typo. I'm not getting paid for this. What do you want? But then people actually email me and they tell me, and I welcome it. I'm like, good, please tell me. That's like an army of proofreaders, that'll help me out.
But no, you handle, and if you do have someone that's a little trollish, you handle it really well. I love when you on the comment section on napsarcade.org, you do a really good job. And on the Facebook.
Thanks.
I don't have the patience for it. So I just
it's not easy. Away. I think I've definitely developed a thicker skin than I used to have. At first you definitely would be like, you can definitely get the anger rising, but you just got to try to just let it roll off your back. If you can.
And I've done it. I'm working on it. There's a lot of money going to my therapist right now, and as money as possible to try to get that headspace right. So
either that or beer. Just beer will help you.
Yeah, I don't really drink. I don't drink that much.
No.
I'm trying to lose some more LBs and the alcohol.
No, that's definitely the anti of losing pounds. That's for sure.
It's just not. It's not conducive. So I've got really nothing else for you, man. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I thought this was just. I wanted to just pick your brain of how you got here.
Oh
how did this start? And
it's a fairly interesting origin story, I guess. Yeah. Someone stole naparcade.com. I still don't know who has it. It's like an anonymous person. Like who would register that? That's why it's .org.
Yeah, so
because I had the Facebook page for years. Someone probably saw it had thousands of followers and just registered it trying to sell it to me or something. I don't know.
But you never got an email that says, "Hey, I own this. Give me $5,000."
$5,000. I'll give them $5.
I mean, what would it be for, right? I have a company, and I had to put "the" in front of my company name.
Yeah,
because somebody owned the Birchall Group. Somebody owned BirchallGroup.com, and I was like, "Well, there's not a lot of Birchalls. What the hell?"
Yeah.
And I found it was my uncle who owns it. And
Oh,
I go,
really?
all right, well, I want to buy it from you. And he can't even figure out how the hell to transfer it. So it
Oh.
wasn't even worth it. So I
I
was
thought
like,
we're gonna have to go down there and break your uncle's legs, and then maybe
nah,
we'd.
he's fine. He just doesn't know how to operate computers. So it's like,
Yeah.
get it.
But
It's
there's not even another Knapp arcade. I think it had to have just been out of spite. I can't. I don't know where. Who has
one
it?
of your competitors buy it, you think? And they're just,
I don't know. Who cares? They can have it.
yeah, they can have it. It's theirs. Thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate it. Anything else? Anything new you want to break? You have anything exciting coming down the pike that you could break for us?
I got nothing for you. If I have it, I usually write it up pretty
You know
fast.
everything about Back to the Future that you want to spill right?
No, that's not mine. That's Kaneda's story. He's the
Well,
one who said it all.
yeah, I
Uh,
mean, boy, if you, I hope he's not wrong on it, but it looks like that's going to be a hell of a pin too, right? Hey, Jason, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you got kids to feed, and your wife's out of town, so thank you so much. And we got
yeah.
coming up in 30 minutes, so you got to love Thursday Night Football. I
Oh,
will
for
be
sure.
I will be posting this tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time on not only YouTube, but also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you can listen to and download podcasts. So thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks. I'm looking forward to watching it and then being like, do I sound like that? You know?
Oh, I don't, I go back and I edit and I don't like the way I sound or look. So I really prefer the way I sound more than I look. I have a really good face for radio.
Yeah. I was going to say that's the ultimate comment that goes along with that. Yeah.
I know. All right, Jason, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great talking to you. Thanks.
Thanks so much, man. Take
All
care.
right. Bye bye.